Welcome back to Wheel Reverend, your go-to destination for all things two wheels and adrenaline. Today, we're diving into a machine that blends the unapologetic attitude of a street fighter with the poise and precision of a supersport. Meet the 2025 Triumph Speed Triple 1200RR, a modern café copyright racer that doesn't just sit still and look good. It demands to be ridden hard and admired deeply. If you're looking for one bike that brings together style, soul, and searing performance, you might want to stick around. Triumph's Speed Triple lineup has long been the benchmark for brutish naked bikes with refined British engineering. But the RRA, well, it takes that legacy and wraps it in a skin of sculpted carbon curves, clip-on bars, and focused aggression. For 2025, Triumph hasn't reinvented the RRA, they've honed it. Subtle updates across the board make this year's model leaner, smarter, and even more exhilarating to ride. Let's start with what's at the heart of the beast, that intoxicating 1.160cc inline triple engine, carried over from the RS model but refined further for the RR. This power plant delivers a meaty 177 horsepower at 10,750 revolutions per minute and 92 pounds-feet of torque at 9,000 revolutions per minute. But here's what sets it apart: the delivery. This engine pulls with a linear velocity, and there's a creamy smoothness to the throttle response that Triumph has just nailed. The exhaust note: it's a proper Triumph AAA, raspy, rich, and raw when you want it to be. It snarls at low revs, wails up top, and gives you all the soundtrack you need without ever feeling artificially enhanced. It's music to any rider's ears. Now on to handling. This is where the 1200RR really comes into its own. The 2025 model continues with Öhlins SmartTech 2.0 semi-active suspension front and rear. These electronically adjustable units adapt in real time to your riding conditions, meaning the RR can be plush and compliant for daily commutes, and then tighten up like a track-focused scalpel when the road gets twisty. The riding position is where the RR truly diverges from its RS sibling. Triumph has dropped the bars, raised the pegs, and angled the rider forward for a full-on sport bike cockpit. And that fairing? It's not just for looks. The bubble-style front cowl reduces wind blast at higher speeds, giving the RR legitimate high-speed touring credibility. Triumph calls it a modern café copyright racer. But make no mistake, this is a bona fide sport machine. Brembo Stylema brakes handle stopping duties, biting down on twin 320mm discs up front and a 220mm disc out back. These are race-spec stoppers, powerful, progressive, and confidence-inspiring. They're tied into a full suite of rider aids, including lean-sensitive ABS and traction control, all governed by a 6-axis EMU. Tech-wise, the RR doesn't disappoint. The 5-inch TFT display remains unchanged from last year, but it's still one of the cleanest and most intuitive units on the market. It's fully customizable, features turn-by-turn navigation via the My Triumph app, and integrates Bluetooth connectivity for music, calls, and even GoPro control. Riders can choose between 5 riding modes: rain, road, sport, track, and a fully customizable rider mode. Each mode tweaks the power delivery, traction control, ABS sensitivity, and suspension settings to match your ride day, whether you're carving through canyon switchbacks or tackling your morning commute. But while the tech and performance are stellar, it's the RR's design that turns heads and sparks conversation. The single round headlamp, a nod to classic Triumphs of old, now gets an updated DRL ring for 2025, giving it a more aggressive LED signature. The bodywork is sculpted and aerodynamic, with carbon fiber side panels and a subtly redesigned tail unit that enhances airflow while improving pillion comfort. The 2025 model introduces 2 new colorways: storm gray with a fiery metallic orange pinstripe, and a deep sapphire black with gold accents, both as premium as the bike feels in hand. Underneath it all, the bike weighs just 438 pounds, which is impressive considering the feature set. Triumph has managed to shed a few pounds compared to the previous year by redesigning the battery housing and integrating a new lightweight subframe. On the road, the result is a motorcycle that feels planted, nimble, and razor-sharp. So what's it like to ride? Simply put, exhilarating. The RR isn't just about going fast in a straight line. It wants to lean, carve, and dance through corners. The chassis feedback is superb, and the electronic suspension gives you the confidence to push harder with every apex. It's a bike that rewards skilled riders but doesn't intimidate those who are still leveling up. And yet, it remains somewhat practical. Heated grips come standard, cruise control is on board, and you get a USB-C charging port under the seat. Triumph knows riders want thrills, but they also want the convenience of a real-world machine, and the RR delivers. The 2025 Triumph Speed Triple 1200 RR comes with a starting MSRP of $22,495. That puts it squarely in competition with bikes like the Ducati Street Fighter V4S, BMW S1000 RR, and Aprilia Tuono V4 Factory. But the Triumph carves its own path. It's not trying to be the fastest or the flashiest, it's trying to be the most complete. A motorcycle with soul, pedigree, and style. And that brings us to the unique selling points. First, add the blend of classic design and modern performance. You won't find another sport bike that looks quite like this. It's a head-turner with heritage, but packed with 21st century tech. Second, add the ride quality. That Öhlins semi-active suspension, matched with the triple engine's character, gives you a riding experience that few other bikes in this segment can replicate. Third, exclusivity. The RR doesn't flood the streets like some of its rivals. It's a boutique British machine with hand-finished elements, premium materials, and attention to detail that makes ownership feel special. Fourth, versatility. Despite the sport bike ergonomics, it's genuinely usable. Weekend rides, backroad attacks, and even long-haul trips are all possible with a bit of resilience. Is it perfect? Not quite. That aggressive riding position will be too much for some, especially over long distances. There's no quick shifter included as standard. It's part of a premium tech pack upgrade. And while the price is justified by its components, it does inch into luxury territory. But for those who get it, who see the RR not just as a motorcycle but as an experience, the value is clear. You're not buying a machine, you're buying a statement. So who is the 2025 Triumph Speed Triple 1200 RR for? It's for the rider who wants all the performance of a supersport, with the sophistication of a gentleman's express. It's for those who ride with passion, who appreciate engineering finesse, and who refuse to compromise on looks or performance. If you're shopping in the leader bike class and want something unique, refined, and genuinely thrilling to ride, the Speed Triple 1200 RR deserves a serious look. That's all for today's review on Wheel Reverend. Let us know in the comments when you take the 1200 RR over its Italian or German rivals. Is the clip-on riding position a deal breaker or just part of the charm? As always, don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit that bell icon so you never miss a twist of the throttle. Ride safe, ride smart, and we'll see you next time on Wheel Reverend.